All right. So let's settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. I'm going to go through the blessing the speech again this morning. So let's just settle. Bring your attention down to the soles of the feet. Just see what you notice. Feel the backs of the legs on the chair, your sits bones on the chair, the weight of your pelvis in your lap. Sorry, the pelvis in the chair, hands in your lap. And align your shoulders with your hips. So imagine you have this beautiful string of lights from the base all the way up through the crown of the head, and just lengthen your spine. It's just a lot easier to align everything when you're nice and long. And then imagine your head being very gently lengthened away from your shoulders, and glide your head back, your ears in line with your shoulders. So your ears, your shoulders, and your hip bones are all in the same line, if you can manage that. And so if you're sitting, watching telly, or eating, or doing your prayers, or doing meditation, if you could even just put yourself in this position to remind yourself, this is not only is it great for your meditation, but it's fantastic for your posture. So we train our muscles and we train our mind to be in line. So it's just easier for the energy, for the blood, the lymph to flow, oxygen. Then bring your attention to the crown and just notice what you feel there, the very top part of the body. And relax your scalp. Release any tension there. Relax the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks. Relax your mouth, the back of the tongue, the jaw, the temples, back of the head. And then just put a bit of length in that neck, the back of the neck, so you're not constricted at the base of the skull. And drop your shoulders down. Relax your throat. Relax the chest and the belly and the limbs. Now bring your attention to your breath, just noticing the sensations of the air as you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. And just drop your attention down and notice the sensations around the chest. Around that whole thoracic region, around your ribs. Notice the belly rising and falling. So maybe you have distractions in your environment. Maybe it's sound, maybe it's smells, maybe it's vibration of people walking around, or just your awareness of other people in your space. So just allow it all to be there. Try not to investigate. Try not to push it away. Just allow it to be. And then check in with your mind. So we're all in, a number of people in different time zones here. So it's whatever time of day it is for you. What's been going on since you got up this morning? Just allow the thoughts to bubble up, to arise, to abide, and then dissolve. Try not to engage or get caught up in the story. Try not to judge what's in your mind. See if you can meet yourself where you're at this morning without expectation, without judgment. Then just see about all those people in your life, all the loved ones, the strangers, ones we don't like much. Just remember they're all equal. These relationships can change. Everyone wants to be happy, just like you and me. No one wants to suffer, and everyone has this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this practice this morning for all these people of our life, for all sentient beings, and thinking particularly of Jay Riley, a young man having a gallbladder operation. I'll share the text. You can stay in meditation if you wish, or you can read it. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. And then it says, first purify the truly existent I in emptiness, as it is empty in reality. The wisdom, seeing emptiness, experiences infinite bliss. And you can also think that the wisdom experiencing bliss is non-dual with emptiness. So, it depends on how often you've listened to or how deeply you've studied these teachings on emptiness. But just take it at whatever level you can this morning. And then it says to arise as a deity. So we don't all have permission to do that. So we just do a very short body of light. So just imagine you have above the crown of your head a sphere of white light, blissful, radiant, translucent. a little bit smaller than the size of your own head and about an inch or two above the crown of your head. And this light contains all the enlightened energy of all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, all the holy beings in all the universes. Healing, creative, kind energy right there above the crown of your head. So it may not be able to see it with your mind's eye necessarily. It's just enough to know it's there. And then this ball of light starts to shrink in size until it becomes about an inch or a couple of centimeters in diameter. And it slips into you through the crown of your head. And it moves past your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, and comes to settle at your heart. And from there, it begins to expand once again. And as it does, all your solid parts of the body, all your organs, let's start with the organs, and dissolve into light. So your brain becomes light. Your lungs become light. And your gallbladder, your pancreas, liver, spleen, kidneys all become light. All the digestive system, elimination system, reproductive system, all of the bits and pieces involved here become light. And then your bones, your skeletal system, the skull, including your teeth, all become light. The bones, excuse me, become light. And then imagine the bone marrow even becoming light. And then all the interconnective tissue becomes light. Muscles and tendons and ligaments, the fascia. And then all the highways for all of our very, very, very precious fluids that kind of keep us alive. The veins, the arteries, the blood, the lymph, plasma, everything that's carried within those little highways. The cerebral spinal fluid. And then imagine your skin becoming light. And don't forget your tongue and your eyeballs all becoming light. And the hair on your head, on your body, even the little hairs in your nose becoming light. So now meditate on yourself as a body of light. Should a distracting thought arise, just dissolve it into light. Now imagine on your tongue is the syllable R, A-H, standing upright, and it transforms into a moon, so really a flat disc. And on top of the moon appears a white syllable Om, O-M, and this is encircled by white Sanskrit vowels. And they're sort of, you could read them standing clockwise. And then the red Sanskrit consonants standing counterclockwise. And then on the outside, this blue heart mantra of dependent relation standing clockwise. So the light beams radiate out from the syllable Om and the mantra garlands, holding back the blessings and the power of both mundane and supramundane speech in the form of the three mantras, the seven sublime precious objects of a king's reign, and the 8 auspicious signs. And so this includes all the power of the speech beyond samsara of the Buddhas, the Arya Bodhisattvas, abiding in the pure realms and the Arhats, and that as well as the power of speech not beyond samsara of those who are engaged in the path, and the sages who have actualized the words of truth and have great power in their speech. So due to the power of abiding in silence and of living in the morality of abstaining from the negative karmas of speech, the words of those sages have so much power that whatever they pray for is successful. So all the blessings and the power of the holy speech from those who are beyond samsara and those who are not beyond are hooked back in the aspect of the three mantras, the seven precious objects of the king's reign, and the 8 auspicious signs. And just think that the whole sky is filled with these, and they absorb into the mantras on your tongue like rain falling on ocean. So then we start with the Sanskrit vowels. And as we recite the vowels, remember these are the white ones on the inside, white nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all negative karmas collected with your body from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, ang, swaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, ang, swaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, ang, swaha. And now the next ones, the consonants. So as you recite the consonants, red nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all negative karmas collected with your speech from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om ka 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 nya tsa 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 gya nya tra 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 nra ta 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 na pa 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 ma yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. So remember when we say the tra 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 nra, you can have the tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. So it's actually, you're actually kind of trapping your tongue there. And then when you say ta 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 na, the tip of the tongue should touch the back of the teeth. So let's try this again 2 more times. Om ka 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 nya tsa 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 gya nya tra 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 ra ta 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 na pa 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 ma yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Om ka 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 nya tsa 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 gya nya tra 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 ra ta 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 na pa 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 ma yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Then the heart mantra of dependent relation. And as you recite the mantra, blue nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all negative karmas collected with your mind from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om Maya Dhamma Hetu Bhagava Hetun Tekan Tata Gato Hayavada Tekan Sayo Nirada Evam Vadi Maha Shramana Svaha. Om Maya Dhamma Hetu Bhagava Hetun Tekan Tata Gato Hayavada Tekan Sayo Nirada Evam Vadi Maha Shramana Svaha. Om Maya Dhamma Hetu Bhagava Hetun Tekan Tata Gato Hayavada Tekan Sayo Nirada Evam Vadi Maha Shramane Svaha. So it says you must, this is probably Rinpoche, you must pause after yo before reciting ni. So I just use that moment to take a breath. So the heart mantra of dependent relation absorbs now into the consonants. So you imagine these on your tongue dissolving. And so the consonants, the red ones, are dissolving into the vowels, the white ones. And the vowels dissolve into the syllable om, and the om sort of into the moon cushion, melting into the moon cushion, and that transforms into a syllable ah. The ah melts into pink nectar and absorbs into your tongue, which becomes the nature of a vajra. And your tongue becomes heavy and strong, as if difficult to move, and indestructible as a vajra. Nothing can harm or take away or destroy the power of your mantras. And then imagine all the blessings and the power of the speech of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, the sages, the yogis, and so on have entered your speech, and your speech is perfect. And think, I've perfected my speech. And imagine that the minute beings hear your speech, it pacifies their emotional and disturbing thoughts, and then whatever you say gets actualized. They do what you say. So, as I keep saying, not in a manipulative way. This is just assuming you have the benefit of extraordinary wisdom, and so that you can help people. So it really is useful if you can see ways to help people, that they sort of take your advice. And now your speech has become marvelous, and whatever you recite is multiplied by 10 million times. And the power of your speech cannot be diminished by wrong food. So this is the second time this is written in the text. So I guess it's Rinpoche regarded that as being important. So what they meant by wrong foods is those foods that you're not supposed to eat when you're taking certain types of, doing certain types of practices and initiations, etc., retreats. So that could include things like radishes and eggs, and these are the kinds of foods you don't take on that particular day. So your speech has become perfect. Whatever you recite is multiplied 10 million times, and all your speech, even gossiping, becomes a recitation of mantra, and the power of your speech is not diminished, again, by eating wrong foods. According to the lower tantras, eating garlic takes away the power of your speech for 7 days, onion for 5 days, radish for 9 days, nettles for a year, and sheep tongue for one's life. So maybe avoid sheep tongue. Then we dedicate, may my tongue sense base have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the magnificence of the power of my words, may all sentient beings be subdued, and may all the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished. All right, let's do some mantras. We've got a few minutes. So your mala, if you have a mala, you can just bless the mala. So this is something you can do every day. Om Ratira Mani Parvataya Hum, Om Ratira Mani Parvataya Hum, Om Ratira Mani Parvataya Hum, Om Rajiramani Parvarataya Hum. Om Rajiramani Parvarataya Hum. Om Rajiramani Parvarataya Hum. Om Rajiramani Parvarataya Hum. And then blow on your mala. And this increases the power of the mantras you recite by 10 million times, 1 billion times, 100 times, 1,000 times, 1 sextillion times. And then the mantra to increase virtue. Om Sambara Sambara Bhimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bhimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bhimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bhimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Samara Samara Bhamanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhamanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bhamanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bhamanaskara Mahajava Hum. So this increases 100,000 times any virtue collected, excuse me, with your body, speech, or mind during the day. I've got a frog in my throat this morning. Exalted stainless beam, totally pure mantra. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirti shatasa shranan ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirti shatasa shranan ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirti shatasa shranan Ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirtishata sashranan. Ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirtishata sashranan. Ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirtishata sashranan. Ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. Nama nawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalukanan koti nirtishata sashranan. Ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. So all the negativities that we kind of engage in during the day or through our life, this is another purification practice. And so just by hearing the voice of a person who's recited this mantra, being touched by their shadow or touching that person's body purifies negative karmas collected in past lives. And then when you recite this mantra, you won't be harmed by spirit possessions, poisons, or by the elements, earth, water, fire, and wind. And all the Buddhas will protect you and guide you, and all the Devas and those who are living in Samaya will support you. You won't be harmed by black magic mantras, and this consecrates the stupa. Well, if you put the mantra inside the stupa, sorry, it's the next one. Any being, even evil beings, who see the stupa, hear the stupa, touch the stupa, or touched by dust or wind that's touched the stupa, is freed from all of the negative karmas, and they'll be born in the realm of happy transmigratory beings and won't be born in the lower realms. Anyway, we are finished for this morning. Thank you so much, Mary. Lots of love, everybody. I will see some of you this evening. Thank you so much. There's Jeff right in front of me. I can see you there. Okay, everybody moves around. All right, lots of love. Thank you so much. See you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.